Welcome and thank you for taking your time to share your leadership journey with me or with us. So this interview is designed to be an open and engaging conversation. With me is Chief Operating Officer Abdulrahman Alkhalifah, who also is to be my brother. Welcome, Abdulrahman.
Thank you for having me.
So in this interview, we'll see decisions that you made as a Chief Operating Officer, and also we are particularly interested in hearing real experiences that and reflections that you reveal how to approach challenges, motivate your team, and also drive organizational success at your organization. My questions will focus on several key leadership concepts that I took till this day in this course, Introduction to Leadership. So this will include the use of SWOT analysis for strategic decision making, also authentic and appreciative leadership practices, and also the application of the STAR model in real-world situations. So I'm less concerned about the perfect answers here, Abdulrahman, and more interested in your thoughts on this process and how to assess complex situations that you have to face in real-world situations, respond to opportunities and threats, and also align operations with your company's mission and values. Finally, think of this interview as a chance to tell me your story behind your leadership. Feel free to share examples, lessons learned, and also mistakes that helped you shape the leader you are today. The goal here is to understand your unique leadership style, and also is to contribute building resilient and high-performing organizations. So we look forward, or I look forward to having an inspiring and insightful conversation with you. So let's get started, Abdulrahman. First, if you want to introduce yourself and your position.
Well, I'm Abdulrahman Alkhalifah. I am a COO at Tabatan Factory, and it's really a pleasure for me to share a little bit of my experience in this field.
Pleasure is mine, Abdulrahman. Let's get started with the first question. So my question is that in our leadership course, we are introduced to the concept of the SWOT analysis, which helps leaders to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities, and finally threats within an organization. So as a Chief Operating Officer, how do you apply this SWOT analysis when making an operational decision? Please share your situation where you use this framework.
Well, basically, for the SWOT analysis, I regularly use it to align operations with business goals. At my company, we planned a new logistics platform. Our strength was an efficient distribution network, but we really lacked a real-time shipment visibility. We saw an opportunity in e-commerce partnership, but we faced threats from a larger AI-driven competitors. So I pushed for an investment in predictive analytics, which improved tracking and boosted reliability and helped us to secure 3 major partnerships. So basically that was like raising our revenues by 22% in the first year.
Oh, wow. So you used the SWOT analysis to increase your company's revenue by 22%.
Exactly.
That's actually impressive, Abdulrahman. So moving on to the next question, which will be around authentic leadership. Abdulrahman, also we've learned that authentic leadership in this course, it focuses mostly on self-awareness, transparency, and also leading with purpose and values. So as a Chief Operating Officer, as you think you're a senior leader in this company, how do you demonstrate authenticity in your day-to-day leadership? Please feel free to provide any example you've ever operated.
I mean, authentic leadership guides is basically how I work. Building trust through transparency, feedback, and values based on decisions. During restructuring, I openly explained the need to automate a department. I offered reskilling and involved the team in the transition. It wasn't like really easy to do this, but once you're transparent with the team, this approach kept morale high, and over 70% of affected employees stayed and moved into the new roles.
Okay. So into the next question after the authentic, we have appreciative leadership. So Abdulrahman, let me just say that our professor, Professor Arthur Matthews, actually discussed appreciative leadership with us, which is a concept of leadership. It emphasizes on identifying and leveraging your strengths or the strengths of the individuals and teams rather than focusing solely on weaknesses. How have you used this leadership style to build on high-performing teams or drive your organization to the goal you want to approach?
So basically, appreciative leadership means focusing on people's strengths. When my operation team underperformed, I led strength mapping exercise and redesigned workflows around individual talents. This boosted productivity by 28%, raised engagement, and cut turnover nearly in half within a year.
Great, thanks, Abdulrahman. Moving on to the next question, which is about the STAR model. So, Abdulrahman, we are familiar with the STAR model. I'm sure that you're familiar with it because you're a Chief Operating Officer. So, in the framework for reflecting on leadership experiences, can you please share with me a real example from your career where you faced a really significant operational challenge, and also walk us through the how you used STAR model?
Well, our company faced severe supply chain distribution during a global crisis, threatening to delay customer deliveries and damage key partnership. I was responsible, really for stabilizing operations and ensuring continuity under rapidly changing conditions. I established a cross-functional crisis response team, negotiated alternative scoring agreements, and implanted a real-time tracking system for inventory and logistics. I also enchanted communication with clients, providing transparency about timelines and efforts resulting, despite the distribution, we fulfilled 96 to 97% of order on time, retained all major clients, and even improved our suppliers' relationships.
That's actually impressive, Abdulrahman. It shows that no matter what, STR model is actually very crucial in this framework of things. So moving on to the next question, which is strategic opportunities. Abdulrahman, you are one of the chief operating officers' responsibilities is identifying and act on strategic opportunities. Can you please describe a time when you felt like recognized and you saw an opportunity that others did not see? How did you mobilize your team to act on it, and what was the outcome?
Yeah. So a few years ago, I identified this opportunity in a subscription-based services for one of our products line. Something competitors hadn't yet explored. So basically, I built a small cross-functional team to test the concept with a pilot program. We collaborated closely with sales and marketing, gathered customers' feedback, and refine the offer, refine the offering before scaling. So this was like a really changing opportunity for our company.
Moving into the last question, but not least, you know, Abdulrahman, we talked about in our class that we described IPOH as an intense period of heat. So as for that, I think threat management is the question here is about effective leaders. Effective leaders are proactive in managing risks and threats to the organization itself. Can you please share with me how have you identified or mitigated a major operational threat in your previous roles? What lessons did you learn, from that experience, Abdulrahman?
Well, we discovered that key suppliers' financial instability could actually hurt a lot in the company.
Mm-hmm.
Production capacity, for example. I quickly led a risk assessment to understand the potential impacts and identified alternative suppliers across 3 regions. We then negotiated strategic and partnerships sourcing. When that supplier eventually filed the bankruptcy, our operations remained uninterrupted. And proactive measures saved our company an estimated, let's say, around $2 million in potential losses.
Wow. So I think that's it. That's the end of our interview, Abdulrahman. Thank you so much for your time. I've actually learned a lot with this interview, and I think anybody that hears this interview will actually learn a lot from a perspective of Chief Operating Officer. Thank you so much, Abdulrahman. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.